Well, speaking of slaves, you heard what Jasmine Crockett had to say, right, about ICE? That ICE came out of slave patrols. What? Yep, she compared the federal government plan to use militarized police forces in blue states, blue cities, to slave patrols that operated in the antebellum South. Don Huffines joins us, former state senator, Huffines Liberty Foundation. He's also a candidate for Comptroller. So what do you, I don't even know where to begin with Jasmine Crockett. I mean, just about everything that comes out of her mouth is outrageous.
Hey, good morning, Jimmy. It really is. Unfortunately, this is also very dangerous rhetoric. It just is. I mean, these are law enforcement officers that are simply enforcing the law doing their job, and she's comparing them to slave traders. I find that very disingenuous and dangerous, and that kind of rhetoric is what's leading to a lot of violence. I mean, the simple solution is for these people just to go home. I mean, these people are not forced to be here. They're here illegally, and we need to follow President Trump's America First agenda and deport them all. And that's what we need to be doing. They just need to go home. And as Comptroller, I'm going to find out the answers that most Texans want to know, which is how much of our state money our Texas taxpayers are spending on illegals that are here illegally in Texas. And my research at Huffines Liberty Foundation shows that it's $8 billion to $10 billion just educating them. So, we're going to find out those answers, and we're going to give those answers to the legislature, and we're going to do something about it.
Is there anything that the state could do if the great state of Texas wanted to say we are no longer going to provide a free education for people who are here illegally? Is there anything that would prevent them from saying no more free education? We're not going to do it anymore. We're not participating in this.
Well, there's some court cases that would have to be challenged, particularly a federal court case for Supreme Court. But the court's completely different than it was in 1982 when this was decided that Texas had to provide free education. But the first thing we got to do is find out how much we're really spending, and it's not just on education. There are millions of illegals in the state of Texas, millions, and they're not just folks that have swam the river illegally. A lot of them are visa overstays, the work visas, tourist visas, and they come here and they don't leave. We need to find that out. We need to find out how many are in Texas Department of Corrections, how many can we send home. And we need to encourage them any way Texas can to self-deport themselves out of Texas.
I guess, finding them within the legal system is going to be a whole lot easier than just finding them in general if they've just sort of disappeared into the countryside. How do you suggest we go about trying to get to the bottom of this, of how many illegals we actually have in Texas, where they are, and what their status currently is?
Sure. Well, the first step is to do it in our education system, whether it's higher ed or K through 12. We need to make sure that all schools do a proper accounting and figure out if the students in those schools, in those campuses, have proper paperwork to be there. Let's find that out, find out how many there are in there, and then we can approach Washington with a legitimate number and say that we need to be compensated. Texas has been dealing with this for decades, and it's not what Connecticut deals with or Oregon or anyone else. We're a border state. We need to be compensated. It's simple as that. And that's going to be the first step that I'm going to do. But there are many other things. Look, illegals are really, really destroying the working class of Texas. It's really hard to get fair wages out there when you have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of illegals in Texas working for half price. And that's not discussed near enough.
You're right.
No,
you're right.
We just need to encourage them, and whether it's financially or any other way, to go home.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it as always. That's Don Huffines, former state senator, Huffines Liberty Foundation. He's a candidate for Comptroller. It's 7:28 as we take a look at your money.